some crazy snowstorms throughout the U.S. I know over in Pakistan had a really bad one last week. It was near one of their resorts where in some places up to, I think it was 4 meters of snow came in.
Holy fuck.
Let me double check that number because
That's a lot of snow.
yeah. Let's see.
Does that area like typically get like heavy snow like that?
It does, because it is actually a tourist area for the snow. But unfortunately, this is just one of those ways that it turned horribly wrong. Over 123,000 cars were stuck in the snow trying to leave the tourist resort and get out. And unfortunately, I know confirmed up to 22, possibly 23 people have passed.
Oh no.
It was a mixture of hypothermia and carbon monoxide poisoning.
Oh my gosh, that's awful.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, not just there. Over here, we recently had cars stuck on interstates for up to 24 to 36 hours. I don't think I've heard of any deaths from them. Fingers crossed.
I thought
I haven't heard. I think there was accidents that like caused it. But like no casualties from actually sitting in the snow. Like I read like one story about like a bread truck was like on its way and people like was able to get like a permission to give the bread and stuff that's in the truck to the people that were in the snow because they couldn't go anywhere.
That's amazing.
It's crazy. Like that area has, like Virginia had been hit pretty hard. I think it was along I-95 highway.
And there was a senator or somebody who got stuck in it, right? And so he was live tweeting.
Oh wow! No, I didn't know that.
Only thing I knew about it is that a 18-wheeler jackknifed and that one side of the highway got really backed up, and because emergency vehicles couldn't go through, and then snow started to come down harder, and the other side of the highway backed up, and it was like that, like 50 miles, just gone.
I'd have to go back to the article you sent, NJ. I think that one had the tweets I'm referencing on it. Yeah, he was like, this 2-hour drive to DC is now, we're at 10 hours, we're at 15 hours, we're at 22, 26 hours.
Andrew Stein.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So, I mean, hopefully his bosses in DC won't be too mad. And then I recently found an article from the 4th of January where there was a snowstorm through the South and Mid-Atlantic regions. 5 people have been reported dead from the storm, and it ranges. In Townsend, Tennessee, there was a 7-year-old girl who passed after heavy snow caused a tree to fall on the rental property that her and her family were staying at. A 5-year-old boy in Georgia led to a tree falling on his home.
Oh my God.
And then, yeah, so it's just these storms, they're bad. The only thing I can really urge right now is just for people to start protecting yourselves, preparing in case something, again, happens down here. For some reason, I feel it in my bones it's going to happen. But, you know.
So you're the third person today, unrelated, that has told me that exact same thing. Like, I feel something coming.
We've been seeing these extreme temperatures for the last few years, but I think just now they're really coming to a head. And it makes sense because, you know, Earth has been kind of going back and forth in its global warming, and we're, you know, heading towards another ice age. And people are like, well, what do you mean? It's, you know, hotter in the summer. And well, yeah, it's hotter in the summer. Temperatures are becoming more extreme. That's kind of that's how it works. Earth already has, you know, a balance in itself, but carbon dioxide doesn't really help y'all. Just saying.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's why everyone's trying to really push. All these scientists have been really pushing, moving towards electric and renewable energy, and I get it. It's a big fear of mine too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then again, we do got to mention that since 2000, the U.S. is the leader in reducing its carbon emissions. It's actually,
that's awesome.
We're on year over year in a negative from where we were in 2000 versus other countries who are 200-300% where they were in 2000.
Yeah.
Looking at the
I think
the red country, right? Is that the one we're talking about?
China and India, those two.
Yeah.
Themselves.
Yeah.
The two of them that don't join any of the agreements, like the Paris Accords or anything like that.
Yeah. I think at this point, scientists and professionals pretty much agree that there's nothing we can really do to stop what's happening, but we can do everything we can to try to minimize the impacts that we do.
A lot of like TikTokers, like creators that I follow, they have started posting like, hey, like here's kind of what to put in a winter kit, you know, if these things were to happen. So some things were like blankets, extra warm clothes, a first aid kit, portable lights, extra batteries, bottled water, you know, non-perishable foods. Like if you can't get a generator, get one. You know, like one of those heat blankets things, like have it in a kit and have it ready to go. Because I mean, the snow apocalypse happened so fast. Like we had very little warning that it was gonna happen. So I guess one of my people at work, they always tell me, no, I stay ready so I don't have to get ready. Like have that mentality, you know, moving forward with like this inclement weather, because places like Virginia and what it sounds like Pakistan, that's like, you know, they it's normal for them to have this type of weather. It's just not normal to have the amount that they have or the force that they have. So for them to go through that, like, can you imagine? Ugh,
yeah,
it's tough.
I mean, we alone, we felt the winds change over the weekend here. I mean,
yeah,
from Friday to today, it was dramatic, and you can feel everything cooling off. So if we get any type of moisture, it's gonna get cold real fast. I think that's the only thing that's keeping us pretty warm right now, is that we haven't had a heavy, you know, rainstorm or a lot of moisture in the air. But I could see that as soon as we get some moisture, it's gonna turn quick.
Yeah, they've been all going east. They've hit up all the east states. Like first it was tornado after tornado after tornado. Now it's just snow upon snow. Honestly, I'm worried. Like the minute it gets any colder here and it starts to rain, we're gonna be fucked. Cause I mean, just like during all those storms, all we had was mist every morning. Go ahead.
Do y'all have any storm preparations?
We've been preparing a little, yeah.
Yeah.
You'll get a couple gallons of water.
The thing that we wanted to get a generator, yeah. The generator is kind of like where we wanted to get it, but I ended up helping out my mom with that rather than get it for ourselves. So maybe it'll be an extra splurge, but we have a place to go if not. So
yeah,
there's that.
Right. And that's the biggest thing, is that if you're going to invest money in a generator, do not go buy a Harbor Freight special. Go get you something of quality that's going to last you at least through a big storm.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know shit about generators, and I had hit up Crazy, and I was like, hey, this is their breaker. Like, what do they need? So get yourself an electrician friend. They have been very handy.
So the key is, if you buy a house, buy it with the least amount of electrical appliances possible. So get a house with gas heat, gas stove, gas hot water heater, because that is what's going to... So even if the power plant stops turning, the gas lines are pretty much going to stay pressurized. So you'll at least have something for a couple weeks.
Oh, okay.
weeks. That's pretty good to. That's good to know.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Especially if a zombie apocalypse ever happened.
So one of my classes this semester is actually weather and climate. So we'll see what happens.
Ooh, fancy. I told my parents that I was thinking about getting a generator. Immediately, my mom's like, "Why? You don't need a generator. We need a generator. We run an RV park."
Mom.
Huh?
Okay, Mom, go buy one.
Yeah. I know.
Like you guys live like along the border, you know, like it gets a little cold there during this time, but not as cold as up here now.
Right, and the worst thing is, I mean, even if you get a cheaper generator that will just run your fridge, that's the biggest thing. So answer me this one thing. Mm-hmm. Why did people let their food go bad when it was like fucking 10 degrees outside? It was colder outside than it is in your fridge. Take your food and put it in an ice chest on your back patio.
I didn't think of it, okay? I forgot to open the fucking fridge door. That's the honest truth.
You're supposed to keep it closed.
Until, it's like
to be honest,
8 hours and then you open it.
I personally didn't think that it was going to be so long. Mm-hmm. Like, I didn't think it was going to take that long, you know, to make those preparations. By the time it was getting there, it was like, we were already gone.
So, our freezer went out, like our big freezer, right, went out, but I saved it, and I'm going to put it on the back porch for this winter, just in case. I can put everything in. It's well insulated. It's going to be cold outside.
Yeah.
Throw some snow in there. We'd be good.
Yeah, throw a bag of ice. It'll be fine.
I wonder how ice sales were during Snowstorm. Did they sell anything? If they did, that's impressive.
Just go scoop a bunch of snow into a trash bag. There you go. Right? Like, why was there not some kid on the corner just scooping snow into like little ice bags and selling it for like $2 a pop? Like, here you go. Here's your snow. Put it in your freezer.
I kept some snow. I kept it till like July, I think.
I was like, did you make an ice ball and throw it at somebody?
No. I was saving it for my birthday, but then at that point it became too hard and solidified. So it's not worth it.
It would be throwing a block of ice at somebody.
Yeah.
You got to keep it in like a sub-zero freezer.
I didn't even think about that. I just put it in a Ziploc bag, threw it in the freezer. A few months later, the Ziploc bag was open. I'm like, oh no, it's solidified. Oh well.
Well, that wraps up another great episode. And don't forget to join our amazing and supportive community on Discord.
In our Discord, you can find game nights, watch parties, food picks, Dungeons and Dragons, and more. What's not to love about that? We have a little something for everyone. Head over to our website, officialmillennials.com, and you'll find more info, especially our featured Gamer of the Week.
Speaking of something for everyone, we have a book club. We read a book almost every month and talk through it together. We also have a special perk for our subs to discuss other books in a series called Chapter 2.
Don't forget to swing by YouTube and drop us a follow at Official Millennials. You can also find us on Twitter at MillsOfficial. We appreciate all the support, and y'all have a good one.
This is an Official Millennials production.